Hello, my fellow nerds out there. It's Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back to our Wonderland. Last part was a wee bit of a doozy, but finally we were able to gather pretty much most of the roster already. We've gotten Genzo, Gidget, and Orlum are all in the same place now. All we gotta do is find Bucks, and I think the only mission that we need, like the main mission, obviously, is to find Bucks, bring her back to Hunar safely, and she might have to face the consequences of her actions because of what she did to Sadie. That is, if she did something to Sadie. I'm hoping nothing happens to the baby. If they hurt the baby, I swear to God. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue the story. We spent a while making the rounds after that, and I actually enjoyed myself for once. I'm not usually one to relish in that kind of attention, but the adrenaline running through my veins after everything that's happened already apparently takes control, feeds me courage. Talking to people, laughing with people, laughing with Gidget, dancing with Gidget. An hour or so in, however, my nerves are starting to calm down, and my social exhaustion catches up with me. I'm no longer able to follow along with the conversations. Everything just feels like a bit too loud, too bright, too all in my face and happening all at one center all around me. I pull Gidget to the side after an especially long conversation with a trio of bearded gentlemen. Feel like I'm starting to fade. You mind if I call it a night? Need some quiet. Gidget glances up for her champagne. Oh, of course, anything for you. Her lips curl upwards. She leans in to give me a quick kiss on the cheek. I'm gonna stay a bit longer. Still some people I want to talk to. Just say goodnight, give her a kiss on the cheek. Oh, we actually have a choice here? Of all things? Honestly, what was I gonna expect? We might come back to this afterwards just to see what happens if I said the opposite thing. Like, I might go back, I might do all this off screen, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, might as well, I guess. Might as well indulge. Of course. Right. Then, in an act that surprises even me, I lean forward, returning the kiss, with all the shy bashfulness of a girl confessing her first crush. Have a nice night. My gaze shoots groundward. Giz's cheeks turn a delightful shade of pink. You too, Iggy. Her lips curl into a smile. Sleep well. And then proceed to turn on my heels with a stiff about face and make a beeline towards the exit. God, I need to get out of this place. My whole body feels like it's burning. Then I'm walking towards the exit. About halfway there, I realize I don't actually know where to go or what to do. I look around for Orlum, but he's nowhere to be found. In fact, I realize I haven't even seen him for quite a while now. Genzo too. Uh-oh. I do a final sweep of the room with my eyes and thinking maybe I just missed them, but no, there's no sign of them anywhere. I chew on my bottom lip with a little hum. I renew my trek towards the door, where I ask one of the attendants if there's a room or something available for me. Of course, right this way, sir. The attendant bows and leads me outside. Thank God. I'm guided up a middle flight of stairs, fatigue pressing on me with greater weight with each subsequent landing. Finally, we turn down the hallway lined with ornately carved doors. He opens the second one on the left and beckons me inside. A delightful dim inside, nothing but a fluttering candelabra on the bedside table with a light to the room. And quiet, too. I feel my chest start to unclench already. That wonderful silence wrapped itself around me like a warm blanket. We prepared your night clothes for you on the bed, sir. And if you need anything during the night, simply ring this bell. The attendant gestures towards a small brass bell hanging on the wall by the door. Oh, thank you, I say clumsily before the attendant bows and walks back out, leaving me alone. The sweet serenity of isolation. I take a short jaunt around the room to get my feel of the place, ending up at the bed where I find a set of blue pajamas awaiting me. Wonderful. I slip them on, anxious to get out of the claustrophobic cage of my suit. Then curl into bed, loving the way the soft sheets fold around me like a crepe. Quiet. Wonderful. Quiet. I stare up at the ceiling, just breathing it in. Tonight was something else. I still can't quite wrap my head around it. How do I feel about everything? Happy, I guess? I'd gone through a whole whirlwind of different emotions throughout the evening, but now? Now I think I can say with certainty that the lingering feeling is happiness, hopefulness. Yes, things definitely feel right. Everything will be fine. I close my eyes, open them, stare again at the ceiling. Somehow my brain is still too active for sleep, even despite the fatigue gripping at my body. And so I just lie there. For how long, I don't know. Just basking in the dark. Until there's a knock on the door. I glance towards it, wondering if I'd simply been hearing things. But when I do nothing for a minute, the knock comes again. I begrudgingly push my way out of bed and pat it across the floor. Open the door. Who could... Gidget! It's her. Standing shyly on the other side of the door, looking up at me with an almost guilty expression tugging at her lips. Hey, sorry if this is a bit forward. I run a hand through my curls. No, it's fine. I just couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about everything, and then I wanted to see you so bad. She brings her hands together, thumb pads kissing. Is it alright if I come in? I throw a glance back at the room. Sure. Then step aside to let her pass. She takes one look around, almost as though feigning hesitation, then promptly lets out a giggle and runs towards the bed. With a bounce, she rolls on top, bringing all the sheets around her like a cocoon. Oh, Iggy, I'm so happy! The sight of her wriggling around like a little caterpillar beneath the sheets makes me smile in spite of myself, and I wander over. I am too, still reeling a bit from everything, but I'm happy. Really happy. She pops back up, her head poking out of the sheets. I know, same. Honestly, I don't know really know what came over me. It just felt so right, so like I had to do it. And then when you said yes, I was just like I can't even contain myself. God, what was that noise I made? Everything just feels like it's falling into place. I know. Perfect. It was perfect. She laughs and throws her arms out to the side, sending the sheets around her billowing. I sit down on the edge of the bed, just watching her little smile on my face. Though after a moment, my smile twitches. Just ever so slightly. Perfect. Is it really perfect? I once again found my thoughts returning to Gidget's words in the car. To the words that I directed at her those many years ago. To junior high Gidget, crouched beneath the trees, mud patting her cheeks and knees. Even to as recent as tonight. Gento's words come back in the ballroom. Gidget, I say with a shudder in my voice. Gidget, there's been something I wanted to talk to you about. A pause. About something I said a long time ago. Gidget turns and looks at me. Tilts her head. Smiles. What is it, Iggy? She begins crawling towards me. There's something I regret. Regret? She takes my cheeks in her hands with a playful grin. There's no regret here, Iggy. No, I mean, just listen to me. Now she laughs. Look at you, all flustered. How could there be anything to regret? You're perfect. We are perfect. Everything is perfect. Her arms go around my neck and she pulls me in close for a kiss. Regret implies there's something wrong. She smiles against my lips. And there's nothing wrong with us. Nothing could ever be wrong with us. Everything happens exactly as it should. A dream come true, like a fairy tale. She squeezes me tighter, to the point that my tiny pinpricks of sweat begin rising up along the back of my neck. To the point that I lose track of what I've been trying to say. Iggy, come on, man! Come on, Iggy! What was it again? Can't even remember. I'm lost. Lost in her. That's right. How could anything be wrong about this? About us? She pulls back with a sigh, just gazing down on my face, running her hands through my hair again and again. You're so cute. Her hands go to my cheeks. My own little Iggy. Something pings in the back of my head. My jaw goes tight on instinct. Cold snips and snaps across my arm. But Gidget doesn't seem to notice. Come here, come here. She tugs my collar, pulling me towards the top of the bed. I just want to lie with you, my adorable groom-to-be. I swallow my misgivings and do as I'm told, falling down on the pillow beside her, just gazing into her eyes. She murmurs, brings a thumb to my cheek, tracing it gently and lovingly. I admit, it immediately feels good. The soft touch of her fingers brushing across my cheek and chin, combing through my hair and scratching my scalp. I close my eyes and just focus on the soothing touch, allowing myself to get lost in it. Get lost in her. I love you, Iggy. My eyes pop back open. Her cheeks are flustered pink, her pupils trembling. Oh no! Oh wait, what if we said nothing? Oh gosh, she probably would have heard us if we said nothing. Okay, page 11. Thank you for giving us so many save slots. I mean, we don't want to be rude, do we? Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming if we say ... we might either die or we actually will be able to say what we have to say, right? Might as well say I love you too. Shouldn't be rude. Do I? Of course I do. How could I not? This is the path I'm on. This is what will make her happy. Isn't it? My lips part. I love you too. Just saying the words brings a heat to my neck and face. But it feels good. A good heat. A comforting heat. Gidget's face softens and I swear I can see a glimmer of tears in her eyes. I've wanted to hear you say that for so long. She leans in towards me, our nose practically touching. I'll do everything to make you happy, Iggy. Then she kisses me again. Oh. From the start, I can tell this one's different. A strange sense of forcefulness to it. As I was searching for something, needing something, craving something. I fight back the alarm bells that start ringing in my head. No, this is fine. It's fine. You're fine. You're fine. But this last one is more of an order to myself than an observation. Her lips feed on me, deeper, moving and sliding. And I can feel her tongue. It slips inside before I even realize it's there, seeking me out, lapping at my insides. And her hands find mine. They pull me towards her chest. And with a start, I realize she already has her nightgown undone. She clutches my hand to her breast, and my fingers sink into the skin. It all happened so fast. So fast I can't keep up. My head beating. Cold, sticky tendrils racing up my spine. I want you to touch me, Iggy. I want you to feel me. These parts they're just for you. I can barely hear her over the sound of my racing heart. I've always hated them, but I need to, for her. I know you like them. I need to be what she needs. They're yours, Iggy. I clench my eyes shut, then begin kneading the skin with my fingers. She moans against my lips, gasps. Jeez, I'm not even sure if I should read any of this. The sounds, her words, all they do is send more and more chills up and down my arms. Her eyes narrow impatiently. Things I'd love to do to you. She grins and bites down on my lip. A cute little rabbit. Her hands are rolling across my chest now. But we have plenty of time, all the time in the world, and tonight is just for you. Oh! She follows. Wait, I was like, she just vanished. Like, did she just teleport out of the room? She follows with her mouth, laying her lips straight down my neck, tickling my collarbone. Should I read any of this? I don't think I should read any of this, to be honest. You guys can go ahead and pause if you want to read any of this. Fuck. That's literally the face of oh, fuck. Fuck. I grit my teeth together. Keep it together, Iggy. Keep it together, Iggy. This is what you signed up for. The moment you said yes. You have a duty to fulfill. She wanders lower. Her fingers are on the elastic of my pajama bottoms. Now, feel the cold air hit my skin. I bring my hand to my face, clutching my eyes. I can't look. Won't look. My chest is so tight I can't breathe. My whole body is starting to shake. It starts as a light tremor. It grows and morphs into a quake that makes my teeth rattle against each other, also spasming out of control. Oh, it looks like someone needs to wake up. I hear Gidget giggle to herself. I can feel her breath against my skin as it pulls out in hollow bursts. Don't worry, that can be fixed. Gidget, stop! It comes out before I can stop it. I shout from the base of my lungs that comes trembling out between my clattering teeth. It's quiet a moment. Then, I feel her pull back, which is enough for me. I grab the sides of my pants and pull them back up with a half-freezing, frenzied tug, curling in myself in the process. What's wrong? Did I do something wrong? I don't miss any tiny tremble interval. No, it's not you all the time. At all, it's me. What do you mean? She pushes herself up to her elbow, looking at me curiously. I sigh, lick my lips, feel my throat unbelievably tight. And I can't look at her. I can't face her. I keep my head dug, gaze pointing to my curled toes. I should have told you earlier. I tried. I really did. Under her breath, I try to swallow, and the spit gets stuck in my throat. But like sexual things, they make me really uncomfortable. She's quiet, deathly quiet. Wait, you don't like sex? I can already feel the buildup of shame in my belly. It crawls up all over me like a cold, wet blanket. No. More silence. This is honestly the closest I've ever gone before. I wince. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll go away. I don't know. Maybe I just need more time. You couldn't have told me this sooner? The abrupt tone of her voice catches me off guard. It sends a shiver up my spine. I finally look up, so you're peering down at me blankly. I tried to, but Geisha brings her fingers to her temples, massaging it in frustration. How the hell is that supposed to work then, huh? We can't have a family? Is that what you're telling me? And what about my needs? Are they just thrown out the window? Is that it? What? No, I set up shaky arms pressing into the cushion of the mattress. My insides are quickly knotting themselves into a painful snarls of nausea. We can figure things out. I know we can. We can find a way to make sure we're both happy, you know? There's definitely ways, as long as we both love each other, we can make it work. We can make it work? How? I can't even touch you? I can't even lie with the man I love? I'm just gonna have to live like a nun for the rest of my life? She rubs at her eyes, palms stretching the skin of her cheeks. This can't be happening. Why is this happening? I don't really know who she's talking to at this point, but I try to shaky hand towards her shoulder. KJ, please, and after everything I've done to be perfect for you, so you want me? That was apparently all pointless, huh? You'll never want me anyway, huh? Wow, what a shocker. You sure know how to make a girl feel special, Iggy. Gidget, stop, it's not like that. And imagine my mother. Hey, Mom, I finally got hitched, but you'll never guess what. He doesn't fuck. Fancy that. Guess you still won't be getting those grandchildren. Gidget. I'm so stupid. I'm so fucking stupid. Everything was pointless. Everything I've done. How could I have ever thought I'd be happy? That I deserve anything beyond the shit I've had to put up with. She flies off the bed in a rage, stomping towards the window. Just standing there in the faint light of the moon. I can see her arms shaking, her toes curling into the carpet. I feel myself grow small, so small. My body crumbles to the top of the mattress. Silence. Absolute silence. I don't know what to do. My heart feels like it's being torn to 1,000 tiny pieces. I'm losing my voice here. Okay, I had to drink a little water. And the shame, so much shame, it's eating me from the inside out. My body's still shivering. It's out of control now. When I curl my arms from my chest, I feel goosebumps up and down my skin. I will the energy to climb back under the covers. Oh, my boy! In the moment my head hits the pillow, the tears begin leaking down my cheeks. I'm sorry, I say softly. So softly I don't even know if she hears me or not. I'm so sorry. She stays there a while. A long while. So long I wonder if she's even still there. Then finally I hear her footsteps nearing the bed. A creak as she climbs on and approaches. Her hand goes to my head. Her fingers running through my hair, softly, gently. She's lying down next to me, arms encircling me as she curls herself around my back. I can feel her face against my neck, feel her breath against my skin. It's okay, she says softly, her voice like a flickering candle in the dark. We'll make it work. I feel her sigh into my hair. Everything's gonna be just fine. Feel her arms give me a possessive squeeze. I'll fix this. I'm honestly scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. The next time my eyes open, it's morning. The sun's pouring in from the window to paint warm squares of light across the sheets. I left a nice patch of drool on the pillow and a thin layer of crust to build up in the corners of my eyes. I blink, yawn, and roll over to my other side. Gidget's still asleep next to me. She's on her back, face pointed at the ceiling and jaw slack, thin whistling snores punctuating her breaths. I smile, then frown. Last night, the gurgle of nausea returns to my belly, and I have to clench my eyes shut to ward it off. I try not to think about it. Everything will be fine. It'll work out. I have to hope for that. Keeping my thoughts trained on anything, but that is liable to send my mind down a dark path I won't soon return from. So instead, I reach over and gently take Gidget's hand in mine, softly intertwining my fingers in hers. She gives a little snort in her sleep, but otherwise doesn't move. I smile and let my eyes flutter closed. Maybe I'll sleep just a little bit more. I'm given all of 2 minutes before the sound of approaching footsteps catches my attention. Not just any footsteps. Fast footsteps. It's strangely crisp, like someone is slapping the floor, or running bare. The door slams open. I sit up with a start, my heart leaping up somewhere in my voice box, and next to me Gidget groans with a wince of her brows. It's Cecil. He's looking altogether nothing like the smoothly pressed, unflappable Cecil who become too familiar with in the past 48 hours or so. He's wearing nothing but his boxers and his normally slicked down hair, his flurried mess of curls. Cecil? Gidget pushes herself up to her elbows, brows raised in confusion. There you are. Cecil wipes his forehead. I woke up late and ran to your room, but you weren't there, and I admit I may have panicked slightly. When he sees the two of us just staring at him, it seems to finally register what he must look like, because his gaze drops to his appearance and he instantly straightens. Apologies, ma'am. I appear to be a bit out of sorts. Gidget raises her chin to her hand with a wink. It's okay, Cecil. It looks like you had fun. This seems to only increase his discomfort, and he promptly drops his gaze. I'm to inform you that breakfast is served in the kitchen whenever you're ready. That sounds great. Thank you so much. It'll take us a bit to get ready, though, so feel free to go make yourself presentable. Gidget is having a hard time holding in her laughter. Thank you, ma'am. Cecil gives one bow, then another, then ducks out the door. Then I hear the sounds of bare feet padding away on the floor. Talk about a jumpstart to your morning. Gidget turns to me with a grin. Shall we get ready, then? She looks back to herself. No sign in the burst of anger from last night. Her eyes still soften when she looks at me. This assuages the lingering anxiety. I hadn't even realized I had been still playing cat's cradle with my ribs. Sounds good. It doesn't take us too long to get ready. Gidget heads back to her room for a change of clothes, and I find my own clothes freshly cleaned and pressed on one of the chairs. Interesting. But I pay the strangest of it no mind. Only thing I'm hoping for is that Genzo is okay. Please don't let Orlon kill Genzo. I really don't want that to happen. But I pay the strangest of it no mind, instead slipping them on with all the grace of a half-dozing sloth. I hope there will be coffee for us. When I open the door, I step into the hallway and greeted by a rabbit attendant. Shall I take you to breakfast, sir? He asks with a bow. Oh, sure, that sounds good, yeah. Another bow. Then we're on our way, through the corridors and down the grand staircase, past other attendants, cleaning, dusting, and polishing the castle trimmings. I'm reunited with Gidget and Cecil in front of the large set of double doors. Gidget gives me a little once-over before her eyes stop halfway up my frame. She lets out a giggle and I look down my fly wide open. For fuck's sake! Cheeks burning, I quickly zip up my front. This is already shaping up to be a great day. This way, please. The nearest attendant ushers us along and then opens the door to reveal a grand dining hall with long tables stretched across its center. The table is already piled high with food: eggs, toast, meats and cheeses, bowls and bowls of fruit. My eyes are practically bug out of my head. The stomach gives an unsightly growl. We are guided to the far end of the table, where we're seated to the right of the grand throne as its head. This looks amazing. Gidget has her hands to her cheeks as she takes in the sight of the feast. She's not wrong, though admittedly the sight of it sends a little curlicue of anxiety up through my belly. I shake it away. Right as the fire door bursts open, sending me half out of my chair in surprise. My dear friends, so good to see you alive and well on this fine morn. Orlon waltzes in, arms outstretched as though about to make some sort of proclamation. I trust you both slept well. Oh, yes, very well, thank you. Gidget is all smiles. Everything was just lovely. Orlon slides over, hands clasped behind his back, and shit-eating grin practically engulfing his face. He passes by Cecil, standing against the back wall, and I don't miss a little smirk he shoots him. Cecil straightens up with a cough. Oh, my boy. Wonderful, yes. Orlon slides into the throne, lounging back into the pillows, then grabs a glass of the table and raises it in the air. One of the attendants rushes over and fills it up with juice. I like to make sure my guests are well taken care of. My God, please, for the love of God, please have Genzo be alive this time. I've had enough of him dying for one series. Well, you certainly outdone yourself with this feast. Gidget reaches forward to grab a muffin from a nearby basket of pastries. Yes, the benefits of staying the night, This would be a new experience for you. Orlum swirls the juice in his glass. Perhaps the invitation has never been enticing enough. Gidget bites down into the muffin in disinterest. And I don't miss the way Orlum's eyes follow her every movement, until they suddenly shift to me. You're being awfully quiet there, Iggy. I straighten up with a start. Me? Orlum tilts his head in an amused grin. Tired from the night's activities? I cough and reach for my glass, and promptly down half a glass of my juice. Fortunately, the door back open at this point, and a rabbit dressed in a kitchen attire wheels a large cart with more fruit trays, their silver lids gleaming in the chandeliers. Ah, perfect, the main course. Oh, I'm scared, guys. I'm actually kind of scared. If I see Genzo's hat again, I am done. I am so done. Orlum scratches idly at the underside of his throat, simply watching the attendant approaches the table. We're each given a steaming plate of food, a gorgeous arrangement of potatoes, eggs, and greens with a sizzling sausage steak at the center. Stomach growls for a second time, and I quickly dig in. I'm feeling a little off about this, guys. Taking it as though I haven't eaten in days. It smells amazing. Gidget sighs next to me before doing the same. I see her cut off a piece of the steak and bring it to her lips. Her cheeks flush pink with joy. I make it three or four bites in before I notice that Orlum is watching us. He has his chin in his hand, just sitting there, a little smile playing on his face. Pause and blink. What is it? Oh, just laughs. Oh, nothing, nothing. Just happy that you're enjoying the meals is all. I raise a brow and I bring another bite to my tongue, chewing on it slowly. As I swallow, I come to a realization. I look across the table, at the empty chairs, at the far door, back to Orlum. Where's Genzo? I finally ask. His head pops up at this. Oh, true, I haven't seen him since last night. Now both of us are looking at Orlum. Orlum? His face hasn't changed. Still just staring at us. Still just smiling. Then, his eyes widen ever so slightly, pupils dilating. His smile, it spreads and spreads, curling upwards, taking over his whole face. I see him start to shake before I hear a chuckle. It begins as a nasally twitter, then grows to a throaty warble that makes the tips of his bangs shudder. Finally, his head cocks backwards, then guffaws, racking the entire body as he falls back into the pillow of his throne, lands to his forehead, hands on his forehead. He laughs and he laughs and he laughs. I hate this! He laughs as though he can't control himself, a high-pitched chipmunk-like series of shrieks that bubbles up from his lungs and echoes throughout the entire hall. His legs come up, kicking in fits of delirious ecstasy, his feet slapping against the arm of his throne. But he can't seem to finish his thought, tears gleaming in the corners of his eyes, laughter continues to monopolize in lyrics. Then, as a shrill squawk roused from my lungs, you're eating him. Oh, I fucking hate you, Orlum. My muscle... Yep, I'm done. I'm so done with this. For a moment, I feel like my heart itself has stopped. I glance down at my plate, at the steak half-eaten, just lying there in pooled juices. The fork falls from my fingers. I bring my hands to my mouth, eyes bulging. No. It can't... He couldn't have. It happened before I can stop it. Like an eruption from my stomach, bile of stomach acid rising and rising.
What?
Ugh. My shoulders have heave and I vomit everything I've eaten straight back onto the table. It lands with a sickening splatter on my plate and silverware. This just makes Orlum cackle even louder. He pounds his fist into the pillows of his throne, tears streaming down his face. Can't seem to move. Can't seem to comprehend. Next to me, Gidget is looking similarly horrified. Her face is a sickly gray and her hands to her throat. Finally, something inside me must snap because I scooch back from the table with an ear-splitting screech at my chair, rise to my feet and my knees shaking. The room feels like it's spinning, and I bring my hands to my head to try to steady myself. Orlum is sitting up there now, still blinking back tears. You don't like it? A pity. And here I thought we'd have such a long future together. Guards! He squeals, the laughter returning. Seize them now! The doors fling open, guards surging into the room, which is enough to clear my head in an instant. I throw a terrified glance at Gidget, who is already up and out of her own chair, Cecil pulling her to her feet. We need to get out! The door in the back! I barely have time to yell before leaving out of the reach of an incoming guard. Then I'm running, my heart beating out of the chest, my head going 120 miles an hour. I go sailing shoulder first to the door, Gidget and Cecil right behind me, and find myself in the castle's kitchen. A second later, the guards burst through after us. I let out a scream, jumping to the right and out of the reach of his groping arms just in time. I hit the ground hard, the pain shooting up to my spine, but I don't let that stop me. I can't let it stop me. Already, my fingers are clawing at the ground in an attempt to put further distance between myself and the yellow eyes of raging rabbits. Gidget! I screech as I scramble to my feet. I see her on the inner side of the guard, behind Cecil, throwing horrified glances back and forth between me and our assailant. I fling my arms out. Just go! I'll find a way out! Anywhere you can! Then you grab a pop from a nearby rack and throw it at the rabbit's head. I wish I could have seen that! This stops him all for a second. Then he's charging towards me. I allow myself one more glance at Gidget, enough to see Cecil dragging her in the opposite direction before I turn tail and run. I go careening out around the tray pile through the high with dirty dishes. The moment the slick surface of the tiles doesn't do me any favors, and I go flying into a rabbit cook, carrying a tray full of freshly baked pie crusts. The cook yelps, and the crusts go flying. I go flying. Scooting past him, I grabbing at anything I can propel me forward faster. There's cooks everywhere, scurrying from one station to the next, holding food and ingredients and utensils, oven doors opening, knives hacking into bone. I don't even have time to think. All I do is run, skirting between one culinary scene after the next, and eliciting more screams as I go. And behind me, the guard continues charging and pushing his way through, a little regard to the additional havoc he's wreaking. Around the next corner, I spy a gleam of cooling rack packed full of trays. I fling it towards me, giving it a harried, desperate shake and sending the trays toppling out all over the floor in a cacophony of tinny crashes. This draws the attention of a nearby cook armed with a set of tongs. He shouts something I can't make out before charging forward. And I let yelp as I roll out of the way, crawling around my feet, crawling through the falling food scraps, scrambling and scurrying across the tile as my heart threatens to beat straight out of my chest. Finally see a door ahead of me. And with a final burst of raw adrenaline, I go barreling towards it, bursting on the other side with such force I'm nearly sent straight back to the floor. The sudden calm, throws me off guard for a moment. Back in a hallway of some sort, long and empty and lined with doors. I wipe my forehead, trying to figure out what to do, mind racing. But at the sound of yells and crashing cutlery beyond the door behind me, I realize I don't have time to sit here and sort things out. Take off to the nearest door, reaching open and throwing myself inside. Then I just sit there, my back to the door, my heart beating, sweating, leaking down my neck. And I don't want to hear sounds from outside. Heavy metal footsteps, a whole flurry of them. As though they stop for a second, they ultimately carry on down the hall, echoing off the floor ceiling. My shoulders fall and I let out a breath I hadn't realized my holding. I'm safe for now. I let a silence wash over me, allowing my calm my racing heart. I throw a glance over my surroundings. Where am I? It's dim, but not so dim I can't see. And when I step forward, the ground crunches beneath my feet, and I look down with a start. Straw? Oh no. The whole floor is covered with it. And the sight sends an uncomfortable gurgle up my belly. Who's there? The voice makes me jump. It's low and phlegmy, so small, so lost in the darkness. Wait, that was Genzo? With a pang that threatens to rend my heart and half realize who it is, I take a step forward. And another. Oh no. Till I close enough to see him. I drop to my knees. My whole body is shaking. Genzo? My voice catches. Oh, fuck! He's actually blind now! His arms are chained to the wall, his upper half slumped forward, heavy against the restraints. There's a white cloud wrapped around his eyes, only it's no longer white. It's red, practically black with blood. Dried and caked, layers and layers of it, straining his cheeks, his heavy streaks of wind their way all the way down past his chin and throat. Thick, crusty lesions. Honestly, how is he still alive? Thick, crusty lesions adorn his body in haphazard patterns, skin pulling and curling away from muscle beneath the melted fabric of his clothes. And his I bring my hand to my mouth, fingers trembling. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit. I'm probably gonna blur this in editing. I bring my hand to my mouth, my fingers trembling. His legs are gone. Cut off mid-thigh, stumps caved in his body, bandages, two fleshy lumps sinking into straw. Is that you, Wiggs? Something about the way he says it sends tears down my eyes. I have to clutch my hand to my mouth to stop wail from leaving my throat. It's me. I say softly, once I regain control of my voice. It's me. I bring hands to his cheeks, thumbs trembling against his skin. Sorry, I never got to congratulate you last night. I clench my teeth together so hard I'm surprised my teeth don't crack. My white hot heat sears to the back of my throat. Probably won't be able to throw a bachelor party for you either. Genzo. Oh my, what a tear-jerker. I jerk back, heart thrumming against my sides and my chest. I can already taste the bile rising in the back of my throat. He's there, just watching us from the other side of the room. So quiet I hadn't even heard him come in. Orlum moves forward like a shadow in the night, bangs casting his face in lurid contrast. His bony fingers are wrapped around the handle of a butcher's knife. He's twisting it back and forth in casual inspection, almost as though bored. Unfortunately, I'm more partial to comedies. Already too much tragedy in my life. Why not fill it with laughter instead? Honestly, he kind of reminds me of the Joker. Like, you know, the Joker from Batman. He reminds me of him. I was laughing quite a lot last night, wasn't I, Genzo dear? Genzo winces and drops his gaze. Define gaze. Orlum draws closer. I instinctively scurry backwards, pushing myself up to my feet with a swallowed gasp. But Orlum isn't interested in me. He wanders towards Genzo with a little shake of his head, tut-tutting beneath his breath. It was a show-stopping, wouldn't you agree? A grand spectacle worthy of the stage. And all of it orchestrated so perfectly. He descended with almost graceful fluidity, mounting Genzo's lap and cradling the other man's chin with his hand. We reprised our roles so well. The heartbroken drunk, the hopeless hopeful. Both of us desperately clawing and scraping for something just out of reach. He traces up his face to the side of Genzo's cheek, up to his hair, eyes closing as he breathes it in. For a second, he doesn't move. Then a smile. It grows and grows, stretching across his face like a snake uncoiling itself. But this time, a laugh shuddering at the base of his throat. This time I made sure you couldn't leave afterwards. Wait a second. Does this... Don't tell me Orlum actually keeps his memories with each reset. There's no way, right? No way. Now his whole shoulders are shaking with it, laughter spilling off of his tongue as his fingers wrap themselves around a handful of Genzo's hair. Let's see you run away with those legs of yours now. His eyes go wild, teeth grinding together as he pulls Genzo's head backwards, only for him to abruptly stop, forcing face going blank. He turns around, looks at me, his eyes dilate, and he smiles. Iggy, 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 he sings as he rises to his feet. You really have gotten in over your head this time, haven't you? Oblivious little Iggy who only wants to make everyone happy. But you can't. That's the problem, see? Because our Wonderland, roll credits, doesn't actually exist. There isn't a place where all of us can be happy. He spreads his arms in a grand show of pageantry. So you can try all you like, but the ending will always be the same. He drops his arms, shakes his head. Just what am I going to do with you? Then starts towards me. With a panic twist in my heart, I jerk backwards. Back across the straw. So fast my feet slip out from under me and I go down hard. But still, I keep crawling away until my back hits the wall and my hands dig into the straw, breath hot and fast on my lips. All I can do is look up at him. He walks over, a stone wall cold against my back, straw poking against my palms. My arms, my legs, my lips, everything's shaking. A guttural sense of hopelessness running through my veins. Orlum seems nonplussed, unhurried in his approach. He simply stands over me for a moment, eyes lidded in apathy, before his face twists into a grin. He's on me in a flash, up in on my lap, bony hips pressed against mine as his hands go to my shoulders. Shh. He smiles sweetly, almost affectionately. It's okay. Look at you, trembling like a lost kitten. He threads his fingers through my hair, softly combing my curls again and again. We can decide what to do with you together, You like that, wouldn't you? I respond with a hic in the back of my throat, a nod. I try to blink, back the tears gathering in my eyes. But this has just sent them down my cheeks instead. The first option, of course, the standard option. You've been a bit naughty after all, sneaking into my stalls, fraternizing with one of my high security prisoners. He brings the knife up, pushing the flat side of it against my chin, twisting my head first left then right. He tilts his head. Such violations would normally be enough to send you straight into the pot. Oh, I didn't. Wait. He emphasizes each word by slapping the knife against my cheek, then sits back with a shrug. However, I am nothing if not a benevolent ruler. A humanitarian, you might say. Plus, we do have such a long history together, don't we? The knife now goes to my throat. Ugh, no! He traces the tip of it down my collar shirt, tugging against the fabric. There are other roles you might fill around the castle, places where you could be useful. Then lower across my chest, carving a shallow groove into the skin that quickly becomes dotted with pinpricks of blood. Of course, I can't let you off that easily, so you'll still need to allow me a taste. But from where, Lower, across my belly, where the skin is softer and the knife digs in deeper. Perhaps something you won't miss? Lower. Oh god, no! Cutting a straight line down my belly button. My breath's coming out faster and faster, hyperventilating. That would certainly make our mutual friend jealous, wouldn't it? But that's okay. I've taken over for him. He's a part of me now. Now I'm the one who with the irrelevant witticisms, the crowd-pleasing antics, the swarthy sense of disregard for society's rules. Oh, no, I fucking hate this. Somebody save me, please! Lower. The entire tip of the knife is sunken into the blood welling up around like a font. My vision is warping, twisting in and out, dust dancing across my eyes. What about you, Iggy? What will I get after devouring you, Oh, I hate him! I can just barely make out the shape of his head dropping. I feel his tongue against my skin, warm and soft as it laps his growing puddle of blood. Will everyone love me, Iggy? Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. Honestly, if I was in this situation, I would just kick him in the dick and run. Just kick him in the balls and run, dude. Fuck, I can't. I feel my eyes start rolling back. Oh? And that's when I see it. Something dark behind him, hazy and contorted. A shadow rising up like a beast out of the gloom, only to have a split second to question my eyesight before. Leave my fiancé the fuck alone! Gidget screams a deep guttural cry that sinks a pair of kitchen shears straight into the back of Orlem's neck. Orlem's body goes completely rigid against mine, his eyes stretch wide in surprise. I look at him. He looks at me. The tip of the scissors has pierced its way all the way through the front of his windpipe. Oh! Then both of us watch the bubble of blood forms between his lips, larger and larger before popping across his chin. It forms a gooey waddle of red saliva from his bottom lip that drips down into my shirt. I guess no matter what, Orlem kind of deserves it. Gijay yanks his scissors back out. Oh, God, that freaking sound almost makes me want to gag. Almost. No, it's actually deathly close to making me gag. Ugh. The gush of blood that follows splashes up and onto her hands, face, dress, and brilliant wash of splattered, speckled crimson. It colors the very air red, the smell of it filling the nose and lungs. Orlem shudders, then crumples. Limp on top of me, almost like he's fallen asleep, curled atop my chest. Blood oozes out across his back, staining his shirt and hair and seeping into its fabric of my clothes. I can only stare at him, pupils trembling. I blink again. My whole body feels eerily cold, and the world around me is strangely unreal. And it remains that way even as Gidget tosses aside the scissors, holds out her hand, fingers red and shining in front of my face. Come on! Only it's not a show of assistance. It's an order. So I take it, her fingers slick as they intertwine. I let her pull me to my feet. Orlem slides off in the process, going belly up in the straw. He looks so tiny now, like he could get lost in all the dried up stalks. Well, just a moment before, he seemed to tower over me like an insurmountable behemoth. I wipe my face, shakily, still shaky and dizzy. My clothes are a mess, a mixture of my and Orlum's blood coloring it with thick, heavy splotches that glisten even in the dim light. We don't say anything, just breathing in weighted silence, until the door slams open and nearly sends me in shock. Oh my god, it's just Cecil. Cecil rushes in, face tense. His normally pressed clothes are twisted, rumped mess decorated splotches of red of their own, and I see what looks like a kitchen knife in his hand. He takes one look at Gidget, then at Orlum on the ground. Come on, we need to get out of here. The whole castle is looking for us. Gidget nods, pushing back strands of hair that have gotten stuck in the blood in her neck. She starts towards him and I follow, then stop. Genzo. My heart clenches. Fuck. Guys, wait. I somehow managed to form words. I'm not even sure how at this point, sheer desperation I suppose. And when both of them turn to look at me, I stumble my way back to Genzo, still just sitting limp against the wall. Genzo! I start my voice shaking as I drop to the knees next to him. He doesn't seem to hear me at first. Is he even awake? I give his shoulders a little shake. This seems to have roused him. I see his nose twitch. Then he raises his head. Is the guy here with the burger menu ate yet? I swear this place is the worst service. Genzo! I shake him again, my voice cracking in an effort. Yeesh, eggs, easy on the goods. I just had a major operation, you know. I blink back, my tears flooding my eyes. Genzo, they're coming for us. We have to go. Gidget begins stomping towards us, one hand pointing the door. We have to go now, Iggy. They'll be here any second. Just give me a minute. I bark back, harsher than I meant to, which is enough apparently to stop even Gidget. I turn back to Genzo. I'm sorry, I say softly. What are you sorry for? He sniffs. You didn't ruin anyone's life. I laugh. But me? That's like my shtick. I bring my hands to his cheeks. It's okay though. Every group's gotta have one bad egg. The asshole that always fucks everything up for everyone. Then slide them down towards his shoulders. I can't shut up. That's my problem. I try and I try and I try. And still, the shit just comes running out of my mouth. Towards his throat, my thumb is bruising across his Adam's apple. Except when I actually want it to, then it gets stopped like my ma on bean night. My fingers trembling. Even now, with that staring down my throat, it looks like the world's biggest cock. I can't say it. I can't fucking say it, Iggs. It's okay, you don't have to, I know. Then I squeeze. Iggy, what are you doing? Genzo spasms instantly. A choke, fleshy gas bursts past his lips as he jerks against the restraints. And his body goes ramrod stiff, then stumps of his legs kicking in futile panic. I squeeze and I squeeze, my hands shaking, thumbs pushing straight into his larynx, until I realize with dread my lack of strength against the width of his neck is going to make this impossible. With a shudder, I hitch my throat. I climb to his lap above him, pushing down against the full weight of my shoulders and to press and press. He's still gurgling, sputtering, still spasms beneath me. It takes everything I have to keep my balance, to keep me steady, keep my weight trained on my single spot in his throat. Fuck. My chest hiccups. Fuck, not yet. But it's too late. My vision warbles as hot, stinging tears fill up my eyes, running like rivers down my cheeks. And before I realize it, a dirty cry is buzzing on my lips. It grows louder and louder, an anguished wail of frustration as I throw every last ounce of strength into the hands and my fingers and my thumbs. Then the sputtering stops. The choking stops. I feel Genzo's body give one last shudder, one last kick, then go still beneath me, sinking into the straw. I stay there for a moment longer, blinking through the tears, blinking through the pain, then sink 1,000 miles back to the floor, releasing my grip on his neck as my body crumbles in on itself. My skin feels numb, my breath stilted, hands cramping, aching. I clasp them together, unable to stop them from shaking. fingers still curled as they rattle against each other. Oh, I'm sorry, Genzo. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm sorry for me. A touch on my shoulder jolts me out of my daze. And I look up. At first not even comprehending what I'm looking at. Then I realize it's Gidget. That's right. We need to get out of here. We're in danger. We need to leave. She holds her hand out, and I take it, stumbling over to my feet, but moving. Out of the stall. Back into the hallway, running, racing. Oh! Hey! This is good chase music. Racing. Everything is passing by so quickly. Flashes of gold and red. I try to stay focused on Gidget's feet as I run, mimicking her hurried steps. The only thing I can latch on to is to keep myself pressing forward as everything else bends and twists around me. A flurry of movement to the left. Guards. Oh fuck. A whole battalion of them. Cecil shouts something and leads us to the right, down another hallway, past the window after window, in and out of the cascading sunlight. It's so loud now, a thunderous cacophony in my head, stampeding footsteps echoing off the walls. Jesus, that was loud. Just as we rounding another corner, a door to our left flings wide open and a guard comes charging at us. Gidget! He grabs Gidget by the throat and slams her against the wall. I find myself rooted to the spot, frozen, unable to do so much as scream. While across from me, Cecil already has his knife raised and is flying at the rabbit. Mistress! He leaps straight into the rabbit's back, yanking back the ears and stabbing the knife again and again to expose the area of the rabbit's neck. Rabbit screeches and releases Gidget, who stumbles away with her hand to her throat. Run, mistress! Cecil shouts before the rabbit grabs him by his hair and flings him to the floor with a horrific crack. Cecil! Gidget shrieks. But somehow this spurs me into action. And finally, I'm moving forward, grabbing her wrist and pulling her after me as I run, pell-mell down the hall, shaking across the carpet. There's a door, just up ahead. I throw a quick glance backwards just in time to see Rabbit bring his giant iron boot down on Cecil's head. Gidget lets out a wail, and I retch my head forward. Keep moving! I go flying into the door, shoving it open, lurching out and pulling my sluggish legs out into the open air in the castle gardens. We're out. But we can't stop here. I keep sprinting, past the bushes and trees and fountains, past the towering castle walls, past the bridge and the moat and path curling towards the village. I shift left and towards the distant trees, away from the castle, away from civilization, away from any chance of running into more guards. I can hear Gidget's breath behind me, coming out in short, ragged bursts as her feet pound against the ground. Once we're near the trees, there's still no sign of any guards behind us. I begin to slow down, slower, easing off into the trees. Until we're walking, stumbling, tripping over rocks and branches, each other, as they clutch at the tree bark for balance. Finally, we stop completely, hands to our knees, coughing, wheezing, and gasping. I can taste blood in the back of my throat, on my tongue, and my lungs. My lungs feel like they're on fire, like I'm breathing through the straw. I lean against the overhead branch, clenching my eyes shut as I focus simply on sucking oxygen up into my lungs in greedy gutfuls. Once my body starts to calm back down, my head is no longer spinning. I do a glance at Gidget. She's just standing there, her gaze pointing at the ground, one hand clenched to her chest, her face dark. But when she sees me looking at her, she smiles, a sad smile, but a smile nonetheless. We don't say anything, simply grabbing each other's hands and renewing our forward trek. Onward through the trees, past the trunk after trunk, coiling brush, branches that cut and scratch at our cheeks and neck. On and on until we reach a clearing. A clearing with a cabin in its center. We all know what's happening next, right? Sitting there quiet and innocuous. We look at each other, then to the cabin. There's something about it that draws me in, like a string leading straight to a door. Gidget must feel it too, because without saying anything, we both start towards it, answering the tug, allowing it to guide us forward. I don't even bother knocking. I open the door and walk inside. It's warm and strangely comforting. There's even something cooking atop the stove, filling the air with a delightfully sweet scent. Isn't this lovely? Gidget finally says, breaking the silence. A little cabin out in the woods? She brings her hands to her cheeks, taking in the cozy ambience of the wooden interior. It is nice. I scratch the back of my neck. Everything seems so familiar somehow. I look around, my gaze jumping from stove to table to the bed. Something about the bed sends the insides into a twist. I shake my head and head to clear my thoughts, jerking away. Gidget turns her gaze to me. She seems to notice my current state for the first time. Oh, Iggy, cries Cloud. Oh, let me help you clean up, okay? She takes my hand softly, gently, leading me to one of the chairs on the table. What she has me see is she wanders over to the little kitchen area and fetches a bucket already filled with water and a rag from off a nearby rack. Then slides into the sea from across me and dips the rag in the water. Here. She starts at my face, simply running a wet rag across my cheeks and chin, pressing it against my brow. It feels wonderfully cool, wonderfully calming. I lean into her touch, needing it, craving it. She moves onto my chest, lifting my shirt to let the cooling fabric slide across the bloody slit, bisecting me of the mill. She's delightfully gentle in her ministrations, soft, tender pats that sting at first, and give way to easing coolness. My poor little rabbit. Her lips tremble as she observes the damage. What did he do to you? She's extra careful around my belly, where the blade had gone the deepest. She wets the rag again and again, simply holding it against the wound rather than actively wiping it, until the caked-on blood finally starts to loosen and blot away. Once finished, she fetches another rag and instructs me to hold it against my belly for a few minutes so it can start to clot. I'll make some tea for you while we wait. You'd like that, wouldn't you? A little tea to heal the spirit. She smiles and kisses the top of my head before wandering back over to the kitchen area, where she begins scrounging around the shelves. I watch her a moment, then let my gaze fall. I lean forward to the table with a chin in my hand, just breathing, taking it all in. At this point, I'm still trying to keep my mind clear. Yes, don't think about it yet. Don't let your mind wander to it yet. You need to keep it together. And you won't if you succumb to your thoughts, succumb to the pain. I press my lips together. Let my eyes flutter closed. I must fall asleep because when Gidget places a small mug of tea down next to me, it jerks me backwards with a start. She giggles softly. Here you are. Then sits back down across from me, another mug in her own hands. The tea smells amazing, warm tendrils of sweetness curling inside my nasal cavity as I breathe it in. When I wrap my hands around the mug, I feel the heat travel up and across my arms in comforting warmth. Thank you. I bring it to my lips and take a sip. It tastes good too. Gidget watches me and smiles. She tilts her head. This is nice, isn't it? Just the two of us, enjoying a little moment like this. I see a tiny touch of pink rise to her cheeks. It feels very domestic, somehow. It does, doesn't it? I take another sip. I can feel the liquid filter down into my belly, warming me up on the inside. After everything that happened, I got a bit worried, but I think things will turn out just fine. She reaches her hand out across the table. So long as we're together. I lift my hand to join hers, fingers wrapping around her palm, just relishing in the comfort of her skin. Then try to pull it back. I can't seem to move. I blink, furrow my brows, try again, but I can't seem to make my muscles work. In fact, my whole body seems to be slowing down, lethargic. I don't even notice my other hand slipping down out of my lap until the mug goes clattering to the floor. What's going on? Gidget's still smiling at me. I see her stand up and place my hands gently back in my lap. Don't worry, Iggy. Everything's going to be fine. I open my mouth to respond, but I can't seem to form any words. Instead, my jaws go completely slack. I'm going to fix you. Wait, what? What's going on? Everything's happening too fast. My brain can't keep up. I let out a little moan as I try to say something. My tongue, like... Oh no, did she poison the... Of course she wouldn't be a good person. My tongue like a limp worm in my mouth. It's the only way, Iggy. Her face suddenly goes stern, and she stomps her foot to the ground with such force that it makes the windows rattle. You see, I just couldn't figure it out. I thought and I thought, why would this place do that? Why would it give me everything I want, make it so perfect, but then stop short right at the end? It was making me crazy, Iggy. Well, why would it do that after everything I've done? She goes quiet for a moment, eyes dark, before her mouth twitches. But then I figured it out. I laugh. Her face looks different, her eyes wide, pupils shrunk. Oh God, she's giggling. She brings her hands to her cheeks. It was a test, a challenge. This place is testing me. It just can't give me everything. Everything. I need to prove myself, prove I'm worthy of the ultimate life. It would be too easy otherwise. Gidget, I finally managed to eke out, though it sounds more of a half-groan than anything else. Because there's no other way, Iggy. No other way it would work. Everything will be perfect. You don't understand. I've given up too much. It can't all be for nothing. Now her fingers are digging into the skin of her cheeks. I need it to be perfect. You need to be perfect. We need to be perfect. You need to make me perfect. Or else everything will fall apart. Her body curls inwards. I can hear her breath, ragged. She sees the tears glimmering in her eyes. She takes a moment, just staring at the ground. Staring through the ground. Then her arms fall to her sides. She smiles, walks towards me. I'll make this right. You're just broken is all. I can fix you. I can fix us. Hooks her arms under my legs and around my back. Oh no, listening from the chair. My head falls back limply as my arms splay out from my sides, like a broken ragdoll awaiting salvation. We're going to be so happy, Iggy. She places me down on the bed, just gazing down at me, her eyes quivering. Just you and me, our own family, our own perfect life. Then begins to undress. Oh no. Why is everyone crazy? Like, the whole point of this was to find bugs, right? But it just deterred from that. I can only watch in horror as her dress flutters to the floor. Gidget, no. Gidget, please don't. Please don't. Iggy. Wait. Iggy never made his wish. Iggy never made his wish, did he? I try to shake my head, my lips sputtering uselessly. I'm doing this for us, Iggy. She climbs on top of the bed, on top of me. Gidget, you don't need to do this. You never needed to change. I was the one who was wrong. I want you to be yourself. Come back, Gidget. What do you want, Iggy? Oh, we're back here again. Her hands are on my shirt, lifting it up above my chest. You'll see, Iggy. You'll see how good it is. You'll see how perfect I am. Perfect for you, your angel. I try to move my lips. They slip and slide against each other uselessly. But I keep trying. I need to make it stop. Make this stop. Bring her back. Bring back the Gidget I know and love. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Now she's moving lower, her fingers on my fly. Again and again I try to form the words. But always the sound dies on my tongue in unintelligible hymn. What is it, Iggy? She tilts her head to the side, gazing down at me lovingly, adoringly. What has this place done to you? What have I done to you? I clench my eyes shut, focusing everything on pushing the words out of my throat, across my tongue and past my lips. Make it stop! At this, Gidget's brows arc and her look changes to one of confusion. Stop? We can't stop it. This is the only way, don't you see? The only way you can be fixed. But the words are already out. The moment they hit the air, everything was sealed. And the next moment, the door swings open with a slam. Bucks! Gidget whirls around as Bucks walks in the door. I just noticed that Iggy's feet are kind of reversed. And Bucks takes one look at the scene in front of her eyes dilating in surprise before stomping towards us. What the fuck are you doing? Bucks, this is... I can explain. It's... Gidget scrambles off the bed, her arms raised in defense. But Bucks just grabs her around the neck and throws her against the far wall. There's a gut-wrenching snap as she collides with the wood before tumbling to the ground. She's shaking, groaning, trying to crawl away. Bucks, stop! Bucks, please! I can see a tendril of blood work its way down her forehead, tracing the curve of her nose. This isn't what you think. We were just what? Breaking into my house? Stealing my stuff? Buck stumps over, standing over her, just watching. Then picks Gidget back up as though she were nothing more than a twig, and flings her into the kitchen. Gidget goes flying into the shelves with a crack, dishes and pots and foodstuffs falling into a flurried series of clatters. She's wailing now, scream after scream, her shoulders heaving with every throat-wrenching cry. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Bugs brings her hands to the sides of her head, clutching at her hair. But Gidget doesn't stop, only shrieks louder, and I see Buck's eyes go positively livid. You never shut up, you never shut up, you never shut up! Oh no. Her head snaps back to the side as she surveys the room, then walks over to the stove and snatches up the still hot kettle. Uh-oh. I'll make you shut up. I watch her approach Gidget, raise the kettle over her head, then bring it down. This is horrendous thud, dull and heavy. Gidget chokes and sputters. Then again, one meaty thwack after the next, again and again, until all I can hear is a fleshy smacks interspersed with Buck's ragged breathing. Oh no! Why does everyone have to end up dead, man? A puddle of deep red is forming across the floor, seeping out from the kitchen towards the table of the bed. It feels like it's going on forever. Gidget's head and face are near unrecognizable. But still, Bugs keeps swinging and slamming the kettle. When a final squelch at the edge of the kettle snaps and straight through her skull, I see Bugs stop, just staring down at her, then slowly rise to her feet. Oh, reality's glitching. She stands there. Her hands, her face, her neck, everything red. Her shoulders still heaving with every breath and sending the blood in her hands back to her scattered floor drops. They paint the wood rhythmically, staccato. Then she must realize something. She turns around, turns towards me, readjusts her grip on the kettle. I can only watch as she starts over. Watch as she peers down at me, head tilted in curious introspection. Watches as she raises the goop-bedecked kettle back over her head. It's okay. I knew this was coming. I knew it as soon as my words left my mouth. I'm fine with it. I just want it to end. I want all of this to end. Goodbye, Iggy, Buck says. Then brings the kettle down on my head. Wait, no. Wait, hold up. No. Don't you dare tell me that that's the ending. Don't you dare tell me. What? That's it? Oh, you have got to be kidding me. No. So there's never a happy ending? There's never an ending where you can just save everybody? Oh, fuck, dude. I don't even know how to feel about that. Oh, man, this is the worst ending, I swear. I can swear that is the worst ending. I honestly have nothing else to say. This is just too much, dude. Man. Was there probably an alternate ending I could have gotten? Like, did anything I say even mattered? Like, I'm assuming everything else probably would have been a game over, but still. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know what to think about it. Dude. This is honestly the worst. This is honestly the. This is the best game because the storytelling is amazing. I love the horror aspect. I love how like there's like good and bad to every person. Oh, but dude, honestly, I'm not even sure if I even like that ending. I don't like it at all. It's just like Iggy knew it was gonna happen. Like, but I kind of noticed that like the sides during the ending were glitching up. Like everything was glitching up. Like there's like a multiple timeline thing or something like that. Like, my god, dude. Soon is probably the end of all of this. I'm sorry, Gidget. I couldn't make you happy. Wait. Is there more? Happy? Happy. Yes, I need to make her happy. And make all of them happy. I need to, for a single moment, remain peaceful. Blissfully calm within the darkness of my eyelids. Then with a jerk and nearly bends my spine in half, I sit up. Straight up. Every joint, every muscle, every fiber of my body is ramrod straight. And my heart, my fucking heart. I can feel it in my fingers, my ears, my head, my eyes. Then comes the nausea, bubbling and frothing, rising up, erupting, so fast I almost don't catch it. I slap a hand to my mouth, trying to desperately hold it in as I stumble from the bed and race towards the bathroom. I barely make it, half slipping on the tile as I wrench open the toilet seat and plunge my head inside.
What?
Then spilling out. In heaving gasps of my head thrum. So much it's like I'm ejecting everything inside of me. My fingers shake around the porcelain, holding it so tightly and my muscles bulge. And tears and snot dribble down my chin to join a goopy saliva-ridden muck. Once the convulsions finally die down, I let myself fall back. My tailbone collides angrily with the grout. I'm shivering now. I can feel things. My arm is gone. My leg, numbing shocks all over my body. Red filling up my eyes. The sensations come all at once and all over. To the point I have to curl in myself, face buried in my knees to keep from screaming. But the noise still does escape. Like a throaty, desperate hum on my lips. My heart feels like it's being ripped in two again and again and again. A deep guttural sense of hopelessness. I see them all. Every horrific detail. In pain, agony, dying again and again. I bring my hand to my face. Hands to my face, to my eyes, trying to block out the images. But nothing stops them. Nothing stops the visceral sensation of despair digging into my own skin like scalpels are threatening to rip me open. I remember. Fuck, I remember everything. To be continued. What? No way. That's how that ends? Oh, you're kidding me. You're actually kidding me. Thank you for playing. You've reached the end of the fourth arc. Though he's tried and tried, Iggy hasn't been able to change anything. Is the fate of him and his friends set in stone, or there's only one arc left? Everything changes now. From here, you'll be given a choice to return to the main menu or jump back to the final scene and save your game. Saving your game on this screen will allow you to continue with the same save file once the last arc is released. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I can't wait to share the final chapter of the story with you, Carrot. Alright, you know what? I'll save on the screen. Sure, why not? Wow. That was... Final screen to save your game or return to the main menu. Are you sure? No, they won't be able to save your game in the right spot otherwise. No, I want to save my game. Oh, wait, this is the final screen to save on. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so... That's gonna do it for our Wonderland for now. Honestly, I wasn't expecting there to be an Arc 5 coming soon. This is interesting. I'm really into this already. Anyways, I really want to give a huge shout out to the dev of this game, Carrot. You did a really good job making all the like horrific scares, all the everything being as amazing as it is. I have never played a more amazing game than this. This is probably one of the only times where I've actually appreciated a game like this. Like I love seeing games like this to the point where it just goes off the rails and there's like timey-wimey stuff like time travel and all that. And now that he actually remembers everything that happened, I think this means that there's gonna be a segment where Iggy tries to snap everybody out of it, try to get everybody through alive, and hopefully we'll be able to find a good ending to all of this. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.